All right, and here we have, what do we do when we have two mixed numbers or any mixed numbers in our multiplication problem? So if we have 1 and 4/5 times 2 and 1/3, okay, what do I have to do to multiply these? Now, we cannot just do 1 times 2 and then the 4/5 times 1/3. That's wrong. Bad. No, can't do that, okay? If we wanted to do this in pieces without changing it into, mixed number or into fractions, we would have to do this. We would have to do 1 times 2, then 1 times 1/3, then 4/5 times 2, then 4/5 times 1/3, and add those all together. So that is technically an option if you feel like doing all of that work. But the easier way, most likely, to do most of these problems is to convert these mixed numbers into fraction form. Okay, and that's fairly easy. We do 5 times 1 plus 4. Okay, so our fraction form of this first one would be 9/5 because we keep the denominator the same. So 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. So we have 9/5 times, and then we do the same thing to the other mixed number. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. I keep the denominator the same. Now I have two fractions, and we already know how to multiply two fractions. So we just do 9 times 7, which is 63. And we do 5 times 3, which is 15. Now we can actually do a couple of things here. First of all, we can divide both 63 and 15 by 3 to put it in simpler terms. Okay, so 63 divided by 3 is 21, and 15 divided by 3 is 5. So an equivalent fraction would be 21/5. Now, if we notice, this numerator is greater than this denominator, which means we can convert this fraction into a mixed number. So we already should have seen how to do that earlier in the week. One way to do that is to ask ourselves, how many times does 5 go into 21? Well, 5 goes into 21 4 times. And then we have to ask ourselves, how many is left over when we take out that 4 times 5? So 4 times 5 is 20. So we have 1/5 left over. Okay, so we just found 3 equivalent answers to this problem. We found 63/15, 21/5, and 4 1/5. Those are all equivalent answers. It just depends on what maybe the question was asking you, what form to put it in. If it wanted it as a mixed number in simplest terms, you would have to write it as 4 1/5. But all of these are equivalent. Okay, so that's how you multiply mixed numbers. You change them into fraction form, multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, reduce or simplify if necessary.